All right, let's jump right into this. Today, we're deconstructing a really powerful message from Kendrick Lamar's track, Not Like Us. We're kind of calling this whole theme TV off because, well, it's a command that sits at the very heart of his dense and aggressive cultural statement. And you know, Kendrick himself gives us the key to understanding the whole thing right at the beginning. And there it is. With that single line, he frames the entire piece. He's telling us, hey, put aside what you think a song is. Forget verses and choruses. You need to get ready for something that's much more like a prophecy or fundamental truth being unveiled. So for the next few minutes, that's exactly how we're going to treat it, as a revelation.
So to unpack this revelation, we've got to understand the problem that Kendrick is trying to solve. And he starts with a diagnosis of a culture that he sees as fundamentally broken.
See, every good revelation needs a problem to solve, right? A sin to expose. And for Kendrick, that problem is a culture that's just fundamentally lacking something. It's all captured in that one haunting refrain. It's not enough. This isn't just him complaining, not at all. He's painting a picture of a world that is, spiritually and morally bankrupt. A world with a really important stuff. Loyalty, integrity, substance. It's all in critically short supply. The whole system is just running on fumes. And he gets super specific about this deficit. He points to a lack of dependable men, a lack of truly supportive women, and this widespread arrogance where people are claiming to be bigger than the very forces that could actually guide them. It's a crisis of character, and it's happening on all fronts.
But he goes even deeper than just pointing out what's missing. Kendrick also attacks the unproductive, hypocritical behaviors that are filling that void. And he aims his fire specifically at the sheer pointlessness of hate and jealousy. Just notice the cold, hard logic he's using here. That parallel structure, totally intentional. He dismisses both kinds of jealousy with the same brutal math. The hate isn't really about the other person's flaws. Nope. It's a direct reflection of the hater's own position. Their hate is completely pointless because it just stems from their own lack.
So, after this just scathing diagnosis of the problem, Kendrick introduces the solution. And in his world, that solution is him. He takes on this persona of absolute authority to fight back against the cultural decay he sees everywhere. He calls himself the Alpha and Omega. I mean, that's not a term you just throw around lightly, right? It's a biblical reference to God, signifying the beginning, the end, and, well, everything in between. By claiming this title, Kendrick is basically asserting that he is the complete, all-encompassing, and final authority in his world, period.
This line just crystallizes that entire claim. He's not just another guy competing in the game. He sees himself as the one and only monarch. Everyone else? Doesn't matter how successful they are, they're beneath him, they're his siblings, or as he says later, his children. It's an assertion of just total, uncontested dominance. And here's the really crucial part. He frames all this aggression not as some ego trip, but as a necessary, almost thankless job. Somebody got to do it. He's the one who's willing to make people mad, to get on their ass, because he sees it as this corrective action that nobody else is willing to take. He sees it as the burden of leadership. Okay, this brings us to the absolute core of the revelation, the central command of the entire track. After he's diagnosed the problem and established his own authority, he gives a direct order. But what is the TV he's telling us to turn off? It's obviously not just the box in your living room. This command is a really powerful metaphor for a much, much deeper philosophy. Turn this TV off is basically a 4-word manifesto. It's a command to stop being a spectator in your own life. Stop consuming all the manufactured drama, reject the narratives that are being fed to you, and instead engage with the unfiltered reality that's right in front of you. It's a call to move from just passively consuming to actively participating. And this line just brings it all together, doesn't it? He's saying that while everybody else is out there watching the revolution like it's some TV show, he's the one who actually showed up. And he didn't come empty-handed. He brought the knickknacks, the real tools, the substance, the tangible things you need for real change, not just watching from the sidelines. So this brings us to one final crucial question. Where does Kendrick get the authority to make all these claims and issue these commands? His answer is pretty clear. His authority isn't something he learned, it's something he earned. This line right here, this is the bedrock of his entire worldview. His prophetic status, his confidence, his authority, it all comes from this one foundational truth. For him and his community, music wasn't just entertainment. It was literally a tool for survival. It was the code, the craft, the currency that got them through. And this earned authority? It's built on 3 pillars. First, he claims he's prophetic, that he can see what's coming. Second, he acts as a mentor, guiding others away from disaster. And third, his vision is so absolute, so uncompromising, that he delivers one of the coldest lines in recent memory. He'd cut off his own grandmother if she didn't see his truth. I mean, that is the level of conviction he's operating on. So ultimately, the revelation of TV off is really a challenge. It presents all of us with a choice. Are you going to keep watching the spectacle, the manufactured drama, the empty posturing, the televised revolution, or are you going to engage with this substance, the hard realities, the necessary actions, the knickknacks of real life? And that leaves us with one final provocative question that goes way beyond just this one track. In our world of infinite feeds, endless content, and constant performance, Kendrick's message is more relevant than ever. So, you have to ask yourself, what TV in your own life do you need to turn off?